This is Ejigbo, a town in Osun State, Nigeria, where French is not just taught but lived. And the beauty about this is that this did not happen because of a government policy. This is not some colonial leftover. This is organic, natural, born from over a century of immigration, trade, and family ties that stretch across West Africa. Today, we are going to be exploring the story of Ejigbo, the only town in Nigeria where you can find more French speakers. This is a story about the identity that spans across nations, about a community that creates its own version of what West African unity could look like.
Je suis de nationalité nigériane, mais j'habite à Ejigbo ici. Mes parents sont à Ejigbo. Voilà, nous sommes dans une ville, on appelle ici Ejigbo. Même avant à checker ici, il y a beaucoup d'hommes qui comprennent français.
So let's start from the origin. Ejigbo is located in Osun State in the southwestern Nigeria, about 40 kilometers northwest of Ejigbo, which is the state capital. According to official reports from the Osun State government, out of approximately 2.1 million Nigerians that are residing in Côte d'Ivoire since the 1990s until the present day, indigenous Ejigbo local government area make up more than 50% of that population. So that means more than 600,000 people of all the Nigerians currently living in Côte d'Ivoire. The National Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking of Persons was described Ejigbo as a desolate town. Because of the massive migrations, schools were struggling for enrollment. Entire streets have more housing that are owned by people who are outside the country than people who actually live there in the town. But these are dry facts. It did not explain the puzzle of how a Yoruba town in Nigeria become more connected to Côte d'Ivoire than to Lagos, and how French become more useful in this town than English. So answer this question, we have to go way back to 1902. At this time, the scam for Africa was still in full swing. Colonial powers were carving out the continent. French control what they call the French West African, while British control what becomes Nigeria. The colonial borders were French and sliced across ethnic groups through trade routes, through families, and in that chaos, some people from Ejigbo make a decision that they are going to leave. The first migrant from the town headed to Côte d'Ivoire in 1902, settling in a town called Travella. But they didn't just go straight there, right? These early migrants were strategic. First, they put down roots in Benin, Togo, and Ghana before Côte d'Ivoire became a major trade center. Why? Because Abidjan, which is the capital of Côte d'Ivoire at the time, was being built at the time. The French were constructing infrastructure, railways, ports, roads, and they need laborers, a lot of them, and there was money to be made. So by the mid-20th century, thousands of Ejigbo have established themselves in Abidjan and other Côte d'Ivoire cities. They form what researchers now call a vibrant diplomat communities. They didn't just scatter randomly, they were organized. According to the Osun State official website, wherever Ejigbo people are found, they live in a collective lifestyle. In Côte d'Ivoire, Ejigbo people have a community leaders that they refer to as Oba of a particular area. And the biggest one is the Oba that resides in a town called Ijima, an outskirt of Abidjan. And the Oba is called the Oba of Abidjan. He is regarded as the paramount Abidjan community leader of Côte d'Ivoire. These Obas perform an intermediary role between the Côte d'Ivoire government and their sockets. They help new migrants process Côte d'Ivoire permanent residence permit, and they help them settle disputes, manage election back home. When you move to a new country, you learn the language. That is normal and expected. But what happened to Ejigbo goes beyond just that.
Pourquoi penser trop beaucoup au Nigeria ici? Beaucoup d'hommes ils sont nés là-bas. Au moins, les gens s'en vont là-bas. Voilà pourquoi ici, tout le monde comprend français. Alors il y a les d'autres qui ne sont pas nés là-bas, que c'est ici, ils sont partis pendant ici. Mais celui qui est né là-bas, il va comprendre français. Ça, c'est possible. C'est possible pour comprendre français. Mais si quelqu'un s'en va à Abidjan aujourd'hui, s'il avait 1 mois ou bien 3 mois, il va comprendre un peu français.
According to multiple sources, Roughly 70% of people within Ejigbo speak Yoruba and French fluently. Not the can you speak French, or not the studied French in school, or fluent French. This isn't just because of adults who migrated. This is generational. In Ejigbo, it is normal to find children playing on the street and communicating freely in French. And adults can also be found having French conversation. Parents Christianize their children with French names. And this is remarkable because the language transmission across generations require consistent daily use. It requires a community where speaking that language provides social, economical, and cultural values. And this exactly is what Ejigbo created when it comes to French. You can think of it on a practical standpoint. If your uncle is in Abidjan running a successful business, if your other siblings are planning to migrate next year, if half of the family on your street have relatives in Côte d'Ivoire, then French isn't not a foreign language. It is a tool, a passport, a connection to opportunity. According to Osun State government website, few people on the street of Ejigbo actually speak English. They speak and transact in French instead because they are part and parcel of the Francophone world. This language did not just happen overnight. It took decades, multiple generations. But the really interesting question is, how did it survive? How did it strengthen over time instead of fading out? Ejigbo is a melting pot of culture where the Nigerian naira and the West African francs are widely used. Two currency in one Nigeria town.
Since we're in the French city in Nigeria, first thing we want to do is to change our naira to CFA, so we're able to purchase some things here. Come on, let's go.
Collect this one now.
Yes. This is 1,000 CFA. To collect this, now how much do I need to collect this?
2,850 naira.
1,000 only, 2,850 naira.
Yes.
Wow.
According to multiple sources, there are 5 different transportation companies which runs from Ejigbo directly to Abidjan every week. These companies operate twice in a week, with a journey taking about 30 hours across the border of Benin, Togo, Ghana, and into Côte d'Ivoire. These buses usually leave on Sunday and return the following week, and they are always full. And the passengers are not just passive followers, they are traders, business planners. They usually travel from Abidjan to Dubai, from Côte d'Ivoire to China, to America, to the UK, and when they come home, they invest in Ejigbo.
Macaroni.
Okay.
Soap.
This soap too from Côte d'Ivoire.
For Africa. Family car for Africa.
Okay. So all of this soap, all of this rice, apricots.
In 2014, the Osun State government, under Governor Rauf Aregbesola, established the base of the National Agency for the Prevention of Trafficking in Human in Ejigbo. Why? Because the town has become an hub of human trafficking. According to a 2019 investigation by a French newspaper, teenage Nigerian girls were being trafficked from Ejigbo and sold to prostitution in Côte d'Ivoire. The pattern was devastatingly simple. A young girl in the neighboring communities will be told about opportunities in Abidjan. Good money, easy work, a better life. The girl will board one of these weekly buses, and when she arrived in Côte d'Ivoire, she had discovered the truth. The job was prostitution, and she was now in debt. The cost of the bus ticket, the air, the accommodation, all has to be paid back, and through sex work. This trafficking network exploit the established migration routes. They use the legality of Ejigbo connection to Côte d'Ivoire as a cover. Now, one thing to clear is that the vast majority of migration from Ejigbo are legitimate. These are people engaging in honest trade, building businesses and supporting their family. But the existence of such a wealth path to Côte d'Ivoire, the regularity of the buses, and the fact that everyone knows someone who make it big in Côte d'Ivoire, all of this has created the opportunity for predators who are using the same network that gifted thousands of people from poverty as a weapon against the vulnerables. So what do we take out of this? Ejigbo challenges everything we think we know about borders, identity, and belonging. It shows us that community can create their own transnational network without government permission, that language can be spread organically when it provides read balance, that dual identity isn't a contradiction but a strategy. Ejigbo serve as a vital migration hub, enabling seamless movements across West Africa. It is the only town in Nigeria that has facilitated borderless ECOWAS migration, with over 5 million Nigerians using Ejigbo as a gateway to other African countries. The tiny town, with a population of around 132,000 people, has become a node through which millions of Nigerians connect to Francophone's world. And they did it without armies, without treaties or diplomatic negotiations. They did it through trade, through marriage, through children sent to live with their aunts and uncles in Cordova, through stories of success that push and pull others along the same path. Is it perfect? No. The trafficking issue shows the dark side of any migration system. But is it unique? Absolutely. Ejigbo represents something that most nation states fear, a community whose primary loyalty is to itself, not to the country on its passport. As borders become more open, as ECOWAS continue to push for free movement, as technology makes communication instant and cheap, maybe more communities will look like Ejigbo. Community will speak multiple languages fluently, they will hold multiple citizenship, they will maintain economic network across borders, they will define home not by geography but by heritage and connection. And maybe that's the future of Africa.